Kind of switching gears today. I think I wanted to talk a little bit about a specific subject rather than just kind of the story or something like that. It's like May 27th or something like that. I don't even know what day it is, to be honest. I never really do. But yeah, I kind of wanted to talk about like seasons of pain and kind of what that looks like, what that feels like, and everybody goes through them. It could be you lose your job, or you're having a bad year at school where you feel like you just don't really fit in, you're not doing well, or it could be a breakup, could be the loss of a relative. I don't know if I already said that, but yeah, the last 3 months of my life have been extremely difficult for a lot of different reasons. So I went through a breakup. I did it. I broke up. It was my decision, and then I scrambled trying to fix what I had broken, but sometimes in life you just don't get that opportunity. And yeah, that's something I've been struggling with. But on top of that, I'm worried about my future. I'm worried about my career. I'm worried about my family. I'm worried about all these different things. And I think when one thing goes wrong, we tend to stack everything else up on top of it, and we try to make the most out of what we have, whether it be positive or negative, mostly negative. But yeah, losing the relationship has been extremely difficult for a plethora of reasons. I think the main reason being it's just me being in a perpetual loop of doing the same thing to these wonderful people that truly do love me, and they do their best to make it work, but I somehow just keep pushing away until it's like, what are they supposed to do? Sit and wait forever for me to pull it together and accept the love that they're willing to give? And I think for the first time in my life, I've actually had to take a step back and analyze my life, who I am and why I do what I do. And I don't like what I've seen in the mirror. I don't like the man that I've been. I don't like the man who I'm becoming. And sometimes in life, you just get sick of yourself. Like, you get so sick of who you are and what you do. And sometimes, like, you'll say a phrase or you'll say a sentence, you're like, why do I say that? Or you'll say something like vulgar or vile, or you'll swear when you don't feel like swearing, and you're like, why do I do that? Like, why do I keep doing these things that I don't like? And sometimes you have to go through these seasons of pain to truly understand what it means to be in a good position, what it means to feel loved, what it means to love somebody, what it means to exist. I don't think I truly ever fundamentally grasped what love was. I kept saying, you don't love me, you don't love me, you don't love me, to this person that truly, genuinely did love me. But the problem was never that they didn't love me. The problem was that I just genuinely hated who I was and who I was becoming, and the excuses that I made for everything in my life that was going wrong. And I'm not the kind of person to sit here and like belittle or bitch about these things. This is just the reality of the situation. It's like I would create an excuse for like why I'm not where I want to be, and the excuse would be, oh, I haven't been given the opportunities. When in actuality, God has given me every opportunity to succeed. And one thing I also realized about myself was I would hide my failures behind the excuse that I never tried. So I would always be like, oh, I'm not in the position that I want to be, but I never really applied for it. I never really went for it. Or maybe that's not the right way of phrasing it. Maybe it's more like, I'm not bad at golf. I've just never tried. But I'm afraid to try because what if I am bad at it? And that applies to almost every facet of my life. Like, oh, what if I'm bad at running these numbers? So I don't try. Or like, what if I'm not smart enough to be in this meeting? So I just don't go. And then I make up an excuse for why I'm not there. It's little things like that that compound and add up and make you who you are. And I'm sick of being that kind of person, hiding behind this facade of confidence that just isn't really there. Like, I want to be confident, but I want it to be genuine. And I think I come off as a really confident person, but in actuality, I'm just not. And I always thought that I was, but I think the reality of the situation was if I were, I wouldn't be where I'm at. If I were confident in myself, I wouldn't have left that woman that loved me so much. She loved me so much, and I left her. And I blamed her because I couldn't face the reality that I didn't feel worthy of that love. And I've come to grips with it. And like, I've accepted it all. I've accepted the loss. That doesn't mean that I feel better about it. I think about it every single day. Just like you might think about going to school every single day and feeling anxious or feeling nervous. You might think about your mother, your brother, your sister, and what they're going through. Or it could be, you think about the job that you lost. It could be quite literally anything. And you think about it every single day to a point where you fixate on it, and you feel like nothing is going to make it better. Nothing is going to change how you feel in the moment. And I can't sit here and tell somebody, oh, it does get better. Because there are some things in my life where I felt like I would be better or I'd overcome it, and I still haven't. Now, that doesn't mean it's not possible, and I pray to God every single day that I can overcome the things that I struggle with. And there are so many things. And I pray and I pray and I pray, and sometimes I feel like God's going to let me break. You know, today, I feel like I'm going to break. I feel like no matter how much I pray, God's not answering or God's not hearing my prayers, but God doesn't operate on our time. And what kind of man would I be if I just gave up? I can't do it. I can't give up. And neither can you, and neither can anybody else. Like, we don't have the luxury of giving up. We just can't. We have to keep pushing. We have to keep moving. And it's hard sometimes because you think, what for? What's the point? But then you think back on those times that were good, and you think about that time that you went on vacation with that person, or you went to Busch Gardens, you went to the beach, whatever it might be, and you think about those moments. And instead of letting those moments destroy you, they should give you hope for a future that could be if you just allow it. If you just allow good things to happen, instead of always fighting back and wanting to be caught in this rut. Because I don't want to feel better. I don't want to feel better. I want to feel sad. I want to feel angry. I want to feel misery because I felt it for so long. And I'm afraid of the man that I'll be if I don't have these things, and I don't have that as an excuse for why I'm not where I want to be. But what kind of life is that? And what kind of life would it be if we just continued to deny the things that are good and then complain that things aren't right? Yeah, again, this is one of those videos. I don't know who this is for. I don't even know. I mean, again, I'm probably never going to get traction or anything like that. But my new favorite Bible verse is Romans 7. I think it's 15 through 25. And it's basically saying, like, why do I do the things that I don't want to do? And I don't do the things that I want to do. It's pretty much kind of it. And it's basically just, it's the nature of sin. We're always doing things that we know are wrong, but they feel right in the moment. But then we feel convicted that it was wrong. And that's the Holy Spirit in us, you know, convicting us and telling us, like, you know better, son. Like, you're built for more than this. But then we continue to do it. And what happens when you continue to sin and you continue to go against your better natures, it becomes easier and easier. It's like the first time you take a sip of alcohol, or the first time you have sex, or the first time that you do any of these different things, the next time becomes easier. The first time you feel like, was I ready for that? Should I have done that? The next time you're like, well, I already did it once. The third time you're like, you know what, it's kind of fun. And then before you know it, it just becomes routine. And that's how sin creeps into our lives. We make it a routine. Doesn't mean that you're evil. Doesn't mean that you're bad. It just means that you're human, and you're broken, and you're built for so much more. And I'm speaking directly to myself. Like, you're built so much for so much more than this. So be the man that you're meant to be, the one that God's calling you to be. Because this is all going to go away. Everyone can leave, and the person that you're left with is you. So, love you, man. Maybe this will help you in the future.